Welcome to Salem Witch Trials Daily for Monday, July 4th, 1692. I'm Josh Hutchinson.
This is Sarah Jack. July 4th, 1692 was 84 years before American independence, but there were fireworks in court today.
Today, magistrates Bartholomew, Gedney, and John Hathorne examined Candy and her enslaver Margaret Hawkes.
The first question from the magistrates was, "Candy, are you a witch?"
Candy replied that she was not a witch in her home country, and neither was her mother a witch. And in Barbados, Candy was not a witch. It was here in Massachusetts that her mistress, Margaret Hawkes, made her a witch by bringing a book, a pen, and ink, making Candy sign the book.
Candy demonstrated how she made her mark upon a book or paper.
A magistrate asked, "How did you afflict or hurt these folks?" But before she could answer, he continued, "Where are the poppets you did it with?" This led Candy to ask for permission to go out of the chamber and get her poppets. A guard escorted her out of the courtroom. She soon returned with 2 pieces of cloth, one with 2 knots in it and one with 1 knot. When Mary Warren, Deliverance Hobbs, and Abigail Hobbs saw the poppets, they were greatly affrighted and fell into fits. They said the devil and Mrs. Hawkes and Candy stood by the poppets and pinched them.
The knots were untied, yet the afflicted persons continued to have their fits. The court had one of the poppets set on fire, and predictably, the afflicted persons said they felt burned. Then the poppets were put in water, and 2 of the afflicted were choked, while the other ran toward the river, but was stopped.
Beverly minister John Hale later wrote about the incident in his book, A Modest Inquiry into the Nature of Witchcraft. In Hale's account, Candy accused 2 women of making her a witch, but unfortunately Hale does not name the second person. He describes the poppets as, quote, "a handkerchief wherein several knots were tied, rags of cloth, a piece of cheese, and a piece of grass." Hale wrote that he was informed that the magistrates compelled Candy to swallow the grass, and then she was burned in her flesh.
Interestingly, John Hathorne spelled his name with a W on this document, the spelling his great-grandson Nathaniel Hawthorne would adopt.
In the week after Rebecca Nurse's June 29th conviction, family and friends compiled documents to send to the governor in an appeal.
Trial jury foreman Thomas Fisk wrote a letter explaining why the jury changed its mind and found Rebecca Nurse guilty after initially acquitting her. Thomas did not know what to make of Rebecca saying, "They used to come among us," about Deliverance and Abigail Hobbs. He went back to the courtroom and asked Rebecca to explain, but she did not respond, so he voted guilty.
Rebecca Nurse also wrote an appeal to the court, explaining why she hadn't explained why she said Abigail and Deliverance Hobbs used to come among us. She wrote that her intended meaning was that they were her fellow prisoners. When Thomas Fisk asked her to explain, she simply did not hear him in the noisy courtroom.
The Nurse family presented Fisk's statement, Nurse's appeal, in a petition signed by 39 people to Governor William Phips, and he did reprieve Rebecca Nurse.